And welcome to the 118th episode of Friday Night Drink and Draw. This would be our special off-week version. And tonight we are doing Plastic Man with Shannon Browning as our host. What was that?
I think we have a
You all right, Shannon?
Yeah, I was getting some strange
Feedback?
double audio thing.
Oh, you had the YouTube open, didn't you?
I did have the YouTube open, yes.
There you go.
I didn't realize I had it open earlier in the day.
It happens all the time. Cool. Over to you, Shannon. I'm not going to fight you now after you did that.
Okay, great. Well, I'm off to a great start. Oh, well. Well, yes, welcome everybody to Friday Night Drink and Draw. I am your host for the evening, for the first time, Shannon Browning. Really glad to be here. Joined by some very, very talented Aussie comic artists who are going to draw. So to answer the call of the creative souls and to drink because therapy isn't available in Medicare. And the character we are drawing tonight, personal favorite of mine, Plastic Man. Woo! Okay, so I think first of all we'll go through and we'll introduce all our people. Starting off, I'm going around clockwise as well, which works this way. I have to do everything backwards so it shows up in the camera. First off, we have Jonathan Saunders. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, no, that's correct. As long as you don't pronounce it as Sanders, we're all good.
I was literally like, it was almost out of my mouth as Sanders, and then I double checked.
No, that's what they use for. But yeah, I'm Jonathan Saunders, the comic book artist, animator based here in the Northern Territory, and I'm the co-creator of Wild North Comics and the creator of the superhero 0 Point and the superhero animated series 0 Point Season 0 and the comic book 0 Point Origins. And I think this is this is my first drink and draw, so I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Jonathan, and thank you very much for making me wonder what I've been doing with my life. We're moving on now to Toby Blanchard, who's doing a fantastic Max Headroom impersonation. Welcome, Toby.
G'day. Sorry about that. I'll beat the camera afterwards. I'm just an artist. I used to be in the comic book scene 400 years ago, and trying to get back into it, but trying to do a lot of TAFE at the moment as well. So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, it's a good thing, like you don't have like kids or anything that are keeping you busy during the day and keeping you away from your art.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We are also joined by Rosanna Lamb.
Yes, hello.
Did I say that correctly?
Rosanna. Yeah. So I am a portrait / character illustrator. You may know me from Hale, but yeah, you can find me at Rosanna Lamb Art, and I'm also known as Lamington Art.
Cool.
Most Aussie member of our team tonight. Moving on, we have Andrew Law from Andrew Law Art. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm going good. Comic fantasy artist from Melbourne. Like drawing fantasy stuff. I've got a new comic coming out soon called Slayham Whispers of Revenge. To Kickstarter. But yeah, everything's on andrewlawart.com.
Fantastic. You're one of the few names tonight that I've recognized, and that's my lacking. That's not your guys' fame. I've always been a big fan of your art as well, Andrew. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're gonna come up with tonight. Moving on again, we have Mike N.
Yep. Hey,
he's in witness protection, so we don't actually want to see his rest of his name.
Right.
Actually, he's fine, but his beard is in witness protection, so we've got to make sure that nobody knows where he's hiding it.
Well, I just colored it tonight, so yeah. Right. I've been around the Melbourne scene for about 30 years. I haven't done much in the last, say, maybe 15 years, but I'm just coming back into it. I'm helping out on Sky Camera's library, doing some touch-up work and stuff like that, being polished by Reverie. Before that, I did some work with Local Act Comics in Melbourne, which is where I'm from, and that was say 2008, something like that. Before that, I had maybe on average maybe one piece published since about '94. So I'm always on the periphery, but never really doing anything big. But you know, just something to do. Bit of fun.
Excellent.
As long as it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun when you start the project.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, and finally on our round table tonight, we have from Ant-Man's perspective, Mr. Paul Cameron. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you. How are you? Yeah, I'm just a local Sydney artist. Just do a bit of freelance and fan art stuff mainly. Lately, I've been doing trading card art for Alpha Clash, which is a US trading card game, which is pretty good.
Very cool.
Yeah. And that's it really, and just mainly fan art stuff that keeps me busy. It's not a day job; it's sort of a hobby still at this point. But yeah.
Excellent.
Totally understand. Comics is apparently a hobby.
Sorry.
I just said comics is apparently a hobby, but it's taken over my life.
Oh yeah. Well, I mentioned that last night in the other one. Like, I was on a comic project, but I pulled out because it was going to, not just a comic; it was a graphic novel. I think it was going to be. It seemed like a very big undertaking that I'm not sure I had time for because I've got a day job, kids, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Excellent.
Totally understand.
And of course, I forgot to forgot to mention our other host and the magic man behind the curtain. It's the Wizard of Sizz himself, Mr. Shane Sizzle.
Hello, everyone. Oh, you used my real name. Oh, my government name. No way. Okay. Everyone knows now. I'm not just Sizz.
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just joking around.
So, yeah, this is why I'd be terrible if like I had to go into government hiding or something like that. Or like if I became a superhero, is just immediately like give away my secret identity.
Yeah, I reckon I wouldn't be long before I sort of stuffed it up myself, I reckon.
Okay.
Oh, we've got some comments. I'll just bring them up. I'll just wait here then. Nick sent that like half an hour ago, so a little bit before the show. And then we've got, Kerry saying hi all, as well as to Nick.
Hi, Kerry.
And Shawnee, who's becoming quite the regular on all the shows, gave us a woot woot. Woot woot woot.
Yeah, Sean is actually becoming a really good contributor, so keep it up, mate.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
We need to get her on the show.
Okay, so as I said earlier, our subject for tonight is Plastic Man. Now, as anybody that I've ever bored to death at a party knows, I'm a little bit of a pop culture historian. So I'm gonna go through a little bit of backstory on the character and a few other different things about him. And then maybe we'll go back around our round table again, and we'll get to everybody's knowledge of the character and what they know about him and what if he's been in your life at all. Okay, so Plastic Man. He first appeared in a comic called Police Comics #1. He was a backup tale. He was originally created by a writer-artist named Jack Cole. Jack Cole's a very interesting dude, by the way. I'll go into him more later because his is quite a tragic story. But like I said, we'll go on that a bit later. Jack was working for, I think it was Quality Comics at the time. Yeah. And he was a backup artist on The Spirit, drawn by Will Eisner.
Yeah.
Now, when Will was drafted into World War II, The Spirit was one of their highest selling things, and they needed, because Will wasn't around to actually like write and draw the strip, they needed another character to bring in. The publisher said to Jack Cole to basically just, create another spirit character. Jack Cole had way too much integrity to just do that, so he tried to come up with something original, which turned into Plastic Man. Plastic Man very, very quickly became their top-selling character. He was a backup character in the first issue of Police Comics. He became the lead character by issue 5, and eventually wound up with his own title, which Jack Cole wrote and drew for most of its run.
Oh, wow.
So that's where he came from. And like I said, he was part of Quality Comics. When Quality Comics went shut down in 1956, DC Comics acquired a lot of its characters. So characters like Uncle Sam, Black Condor, who else was there? The characters that nowadays are known as the Freedom Fighters.
Yeah,
Plastic Man was part of that deal. I think the Human Bomb was also part of that. Dollman.
And he came before Reed Richards, which I assume a lot of Marvel fans would be like, no, Reed Richards, like, no.
Yeah. He didn't beat, like, the first stretchy superhero character was Flex Mentallo, I think. Sorry. No, I can't find that just here, but yeah, he was pretty much second, but he came a long time before Reed Richards, or Elongated Man, or Elastic Lad, or any of the others. So he was,
Was Flex Mentallo like just an advertising comic or an actual comic?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I apologize. I didn't read up on that more.
I just always assumed in my head that he was just like an advertisement in the back of a comic for the actual
Atlas. Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, I'd have to look that up. Sorry, mate. I don't know. I've never read much about Flex Mentallo at all. I know Grant Morrison.
No, it's very much an American thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, Grant Morrison did a series on him sometime in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he showed up in the Doom Patrol series.
I see he's DC as well.
He's DC now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's another one of those characters that sort of got acquired whenever their company shut down, and DC just acquired a lot of them. I think I don't ever have any memory of Marvel ever doing that. DC was pretty big with that because they acquired the Quality characters, as I was just saying. They acquired Captain Marvel when its publishing Charlton Comics went out. We all know the story about the Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, and so on that got acquired. And then Alan Moore wanted to use them for Watchmen, and then made up his own versions based on those. But I can't remember Marvel ever doing that. With the possible exception of, was it Malibu?
Yeah, Malibu Comics.
Back in the 90s?
Yeah, they did Mortal Kombat comics and stuff,
Yeah.
Did Marvel buy them?
Yeah. Like characters like Prime, Topaz, which was in the Thor Ragnarok movie. Who else? There's a handful of others. They all got bought up by Marvel. They're still in their own universe somewhere, so they just, they don't use them very much.
Just
they had really cool.
Second. Sorry. Marvel did more of the licensing for the film and TV type stuff. If you remember in the 80s, any movie that came out, Star Wars or Transformers or whatever,
yes,
they'd do that. So
they grabbed that, yeah.
So DC was more acquisition. Marvel was more let's make a deal. I would put it that way.
That's a good way of breaking it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
cool.
I do love the fact that the Marvel guys came up with all of the Transformers names. So Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, all of them for that first wave was all created by one of the Marvel
really?
writers at the time. That's great.
I didn't know that.
Ah.
Yeah, it was Bob. Was it? But I can't pronounce his last name. But Bob, Kampski or something like that. He came up with all the names and backstories.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was all
Just a
based
quick
off.
question.
Yeah, mate.
Is it okay if I started?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We can,
Oh yeah, you start straight away. Sorry, that's my bad. I should have let everyone know that.
I just couldn't help myself. I just
Oh
started.
no.
Yeah.
I started sketching earlier in the day, to be honest, because I just because what happens is sometimes we could be in this video call for 2 weeks before I come up with the right idea. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's really slow. That can actually take the longest for me. Sometimes is the actual idea, right?
I got to admit, I'm actually quite glad. Like I did my drawing previously because I knew I'd be talking a lot, and you know, I'm male. I can't do two things at once. But I completed it last night, and it was just like, yeah, there's no way in hell I was going to get this done in an hour.
Oh no. Actually, that reminds me. Yeah, I'm sitting here just talking and like yapping. I should be doing something myself. Anyway.
Well, I just want to let Toby know that he's got a message here if he can see it.
Hey, Eddie.
And you didn't respond to it, so we got this one.
Hello there. Yes, that's my
Nick May
beautiful
also
crotchety
says it was-
Edmund. Hello, Edmund.
Awesome. Nick May
Flexo,
says
not Flex Mentallo.
Flex Metallo.
Flexo. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My apologies, I got it wrong.
There you go.
And that's a conversation. Lee Chalker gave us a whole bunch of emojis. And
I
Ben
haven't
Sullivan
learned
gave
a
us
bit.
a hi all. Have a great night. And
Brilliant, Ben.
Shawnee gave us honestly, I was going to ask if I was annoying, but no. You're not annoying. Keep commenting on all the shows. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
And he knows-
nice to have a dedicated fan base, Sean. So thank you.
Yeah.
I'd
So,
be
yeah.
fine keeping my identity secret. Wink.
As she already has. And we got a yay for you. I guess that's from you responding. That's awesome.
They're the biggest fans, aren't they?
So yes, now that we've actually got to the pencils ready comments part of the night, which should have been about 17 minutes ago, but you know.
Yeah, correct.
Sorry,
That's my bad.
I was breaking
We
any
don't
rules.
stand
Explain
on
to the new
ceremony here at Comics. You know, we prefer the loosey goosey sort of approach to things.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good.
Yep. While we're going through the things that I was meant to say before the show, like you can start drawing straight away. Also, if you see that little link down the bottom, that's the best place when you finish tonight to send your art. The comics.show/art. That gets it through all our system, and there's a little person who I have who will put that all over Instagram for you. But he can only do that if it goes through that email. If it goes through that form. Sorry, not email.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to be part of the show, you don't have to be on camera. Like, you know, sit down, draw a character, send it on in. I think we've got they've got a little bit longer than till the end of the show, right, Sis?
Oh,
We've got to the end of the show. That's when we'll start showing it. But if you submit it after the show, we will show it next week.
Oh,
So-
mine won't be finished tonight.
Well, with the people on the camera, you just at the end of the show, you just send in what you've got, and we'll show that.
cool. Yeah.
Can we also just maybe share a screen as well?
Yeah, you can just share a screen if you want, or if you're doing traditional, you can just hold it up or take a photo and send it to that link, whichever.
All right.
We're
cool.
pretty flexible. We're pretty flexible here.
Like Plastic Man.
Like Classic Man, yes, I like that. Nice tie-in.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I might pass the baton over to you guys and just find out what you know about the character, and if do you have any favorite stories or anything like that. So we might go backwards this time. Paul, we'll start with you.
I know he's an ex-con. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
My first introduction, I think, was probably the Super Friends in the 80s, I would say, because that's that was awesome. So that was my first introduction to Plastic Man. and he's been good comic relief ever since. I think he's
Yeah.
DC's maybe DC's Deadpool. Hopefully at some point.
Yeah.
So
Although
that
they
was my
seem to be
introduction to
trying to
Plastic
make
Man.
it the Flash.
I mean, yeah, okay, it's interesting. Yeah,
Unintentionally.
I would like a good Flash movie, but yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
I know. But yeah, that was my intro to Plastic Man. It was the Super Friends, yeah, basically, yeah. So
Yeah,
that was
same.
cool.
Yeah. I don't remember, but like I do remember that show, and I think that was my first introduction to the character as well. I'll go into the show a little bit more in a minute.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, Mike, what can you tell us about Plastic Man?
Unfortunately, not a whole lot. So
Thanks for
I
coming,
had to
Mike.
do,
We're moving on.
Yep.
In. No, I'm sorry.
no problem. I had to do research. I have encountered the character in DC Comics sometime in the 80s, possibly in the 90s. And I also found out that one of my favorite artists, Hilary Barter, did a miniseries.
Oh, cool.
But beyond that, I didn't know much of anything. As with your introduction, I found out only a few days ago that he had his first appearance in, I think it was 1941, and then a regular series in 1943. I of course thought he was a copy of Mr. Fantastic, which, obviously means Stanley was up to his old tricks of just copying everything else.
So can I jump in there? So I'm not the only one, because so everyone's like, he's revered, and I know he come up with a lot of stuff, but he copied a lot of stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Anyway.
Yeah, well, I can't say that it's because he's a writer and he doesn't have imagination or anything like that. That would be unkind and untrue, probably, I'm sure. No, I guess he would have just looked for what he thought was popular, or just what interested in him personally. I mean, obviously the Hulk is a copy of Frankenstein. The Human Torch already pre-existed before. Wasn't that like the first? That was like the first Marvel comic book, or Timely, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like an android or something.
Yeah, so he
I don't
just
know why
kind
he
of
caught on fire, but yeah.
Yeah, so he just kind of absorbed that into, the Fantastic Four. Obviously, Mr. Fantastic does appear to be a bit of a Plastic Man copy now. The Thing is obviously just kind of the Hulk. And Invisible Woman is just kind of a copy of, the Invisible Man, I guess, which would have existed as a novel or whatever.
And I was going to say, and I think Doom Patrol came out before the X-Men again,
Right.
and that was that.
Right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, to jump on there real
Doom
quick.
Patrol helped influence the X-Men as well, because there's a lot of similarities there.
Right.
Their leader being a guy in a wheelchair, being like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And who came first? Deathstroke or Deadpool?
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke well before him.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like, there's...
Well, that wouldn't that be more Liefeld being
That is Liefeld.
known for copying things?
Don't even get me started on that.
Right.
Well, he admitted that's what he did.
He what?
Yeah, he fully
I'm pretty
admits
sure he
it.
said it outright that he copied Wade.
Right. There you go.
You'd
I
have
don't
to.
know if it makes it better or
Right.
not.
No.
Slade, like, he didn't even try. He's like, he made it Slade. Like, he didn't even try and anyway.
Right.
He didn't give it the name, actually.
No?
Like, yeah, he created Deadpool. Oh God. He created Deadpool as part of X Factor, and he was just supposed to be like a little bit of a
A comic relief.
nameless assassin who was just going to show up, fight them, and then disappear. He never really expected it to be a main character. And all of the Deadpoolisms that we associate with a character now was created by writer, I'm going to say Joe Casey.
No, Joe Kelly? Is it Kelly or Kelly?
Kelly?
Yes,
Sorry?
Kelly.
Kelly.
100%. He was awesome. Yeah, he made Deadpool popular.
Exactly. Yeah, he turned Deadpool into what we recognize as Deadpool now.
Correct.
Yeah,
So, what Liefeld, yes, technically created the character in the same way that technically Stan Lee created Spider-Man. But it was the other artists, other writers, and other creators that turned it into the character that we know and love today.
That is
Making
exactly.
so much money at the box office, and is like just like made sure that we're all so sick to death of Ryan Reynolds. But anyway,
Yeah, even my kids said that. So like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, he played. I mean, I didn't mind. Has everyone seen it? By the way,
Yeah, I've seen it.
No.
No, not yet. So
okay.
no spoilers.
I won't say
No,
a
no,
thing.
no, no.
Most
That's
of
all right.
the entire movie is online. I have like
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
that's true.
single
That's the
spoilery
thing.
moment
Yeah,
from that
Yeah.
film I have seen on a social media post. I don't think there's anything left.
You
for
know
them to
what?
I've
spoil.
been off social media, so I don't get spoilers.
you have to.
smart.
But it was the same with Game of Thrones or anything like that. You can't even go close to the internet
social media
if you
shouldn't
don't
do that.
if you don't want to be spoiled. It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
like
you're right. There's stuff all over YouTube so quick from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm.
But,
Yeah, like there's a. I'll give them credit. Like it really, I get hit by nostalgia hard. I really do.
Oh, me
enjoy
too. Me too.
The nostalgia steps, and I didn't
Me
actually
too.
realize that Deadpool and Wolverine was a celebration and a goodbye to the 20th Century Fox
Yes.
Marvel films.
Yeah.
So like the X-Men films, the Fantastic Four, going through Blade, going through Daredevil, going through Elektra, and so on and so forth.
Can I just tell you, I almost screamed when I saw Blade.
Spoilers.
Oh, no, he just said Blade.
Spoilers.
He just
He
mentioned
showed up at Comic Con.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Dream Day.
Wesley
Yeah, but they got
Snipes
the
did.
shitty TV version.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, though, he needs
But
to.
Ryan Reynolds was in
rethink his
Blade. How
dentist.
can he?
Blade's fake teeth. Oh.
No, a bit. And it's funny. My wife's like, she said the same. She's like, he looked a bit funny. I said, he must have had teeth in, but yeah.
I've got a feeling that he had teeth in, and he also had teeth in. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I think they may have just attached a couple of things to his dentures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Me.
don't tell him I said that, though.
No,
Mm.
never.
No, Wesley Snipes is not
I've
a
seen
guy
Passenger
that
57.
piss off.
Hey, Ryan.
He's got the theme song going.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Plastic Man. Andrew, we'll move
Yes.
on to you. Do you have any history with the character of Plastic Man?
I always enjoyed him when he showed up, especially in shows like Brave and the Bold. He was a good comic relief, juxtaposed against Batman's seriousness sort of thing. I was thinking this afternoon. I was like, what's a good story where they did him really well? And I was like, I really like the way they tied it into Identity Crisis. And then I was like, no, actually, that's Elongated Man. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. But I like it when they have a serious storyline and the comic character in it to sort of juxtapose. When a writer does him well, he's really good. But yeah, some writers just don't know what to do with him.
Yeah. He suffers a
just
lot
a bit
from
too silly for them.
Yeah, he suffers a lot from that American mentality where dumb equals funny.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of his stories where the comedy is dumb, or the character is treated as dumb. But like Plastic Man, even
They
from
just
his
don't know how to
get-go,
write him.
yeah, exactly. Like two of the best depictions he's done. One was during Grant Morrison's JLA run, when Plaz became a member of the Justice League for the first time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, Grant knew how to write him. He basically said it's like Jim Carrey turned up to 11, then given Bugs Bunny's powers.
That's awesome. I like
And
that.
he treated that really well.
That run was really good.
Excellent. Yeah, that cemented in my head what the Justice League is and should be. That was one of my favorite things in during 90s comics. But Andrew, to go back to what you said about him being in a serious situation but being funny and bringing the comedy out that way, Plaz's greatest story, and I hate to have to admit this because I'm not a fan of Tom Taylor, but it was during the Injustice storylines.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was great.
there was an annual 1 year because, like, as you remember from Injustice, like Batman makes one team, Superman makes another team, so on and so forth. Plaz had stayed out of it. He'd stayed completely neutral until Plaz's son was arrested by Superman. And Plaz shows up, and everybody is absolutely terrified of Plaz because, like, Plaz can take them all down.
Yeah, he's actually really quite strong, isn't he?
Yeah.
I
think Batman describes him like the powers of a god in the hands of a fool.
Yeah. Because you know what I didn't realize?
Dark Knight strikes again.
That brings up the question: what's Batman's plan? Doesn't he have a plan
against Plastic Man?
Against Plastic Man.
Well, I was looking today. His weakness is like drastic temperature drops, or like so.
Oh, okay,
like
so
real plastic. So like if it was like it was hot and it drastically dropped to like freezing cold, he'll freeze like an icicle kind of thing, and vice versa. I think if he's working in the cold and there's extreme heat, he will sort of melt.
No, he's fireproof. He's fireproof.
He is fireproof. Yeah, he can be shattered though.
Not necessarily fire, but yeah,
extreme temperature, but extreme cold because there
extreme
was
cold more than extreme.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
There was a storyline where he was frozen and shattered in the past, like had superheroes just travel through time willy-nilly. He was destroyed and shattered in the past, and then when they got to the future, they had to find every little piece of him and put him all together. This is over like millions of years. And he survived it, which shows you just how extraordinarily powerful he is.
And I didn't realize he can make himself like super tall, like Ant-Man can. He can make himself really big. I didn't know that until today, actually, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
I think everybody's getting a new appreciation for Plastic Man.
Martian Manhunter, when he goes into that fiery creature, he expands to fight him.
I always wanted to see him like when you see Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, how he sticks his fingers up the criminal's nose. I always want to see Plastic Man do something like that.
They've done that in the comics a fair bit.
Plastic can just go in and out the ears.
I saw some screenshots today. There must have been a comic where he was in jail and he did that to one of the cellmates, actually, I think.
I think that might have been Injustice because he actually does that to the Flash to knock him out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Ryan he's shattered physically but emotionally.
Yeah. And did he put himself back together like the T-1000? That's what I want to know. Like
exactly, that's exactly what I said. That's right. Did you just melt him back together? Yeah.
Does he get those foil cupcakes on him when he gets hit?
Okay, so a little bit more trivia. Now, they announced just recently that as part of James Gunn's new DC cinematic universe, they are developing a Plastic Man live-action movie.
Cool. Jim Carrey.
I know, there have been some actors who have put their name forward and are interested. I think one of the guys from Parks and Recreation. I recognize his face. I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
The annoying one.
Yeah, you know the whole "don't be suspicious."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that guy. This is not the first time they were going to develop a live-action movie with Plastic Man. Back in the 2000s, the most surprising pair of filmmakers of all were trying to develop it. The Wachowskis.
I was just going to say yes. Yep, I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. They were developing it under Joel Silver. Yep. They were talking to Keanu Reeves about playing the lead character.
No way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
About playing who?
About playing Plaz.
Oh, right. I thought you said Joker there for a second, and I went.
I said lead character. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A script was written. I have read the script. It was shit. It was not good. They sort of tried to turn. First of all, they changed Plaza's name from E.L. O'Brien or Patrick O'Brien to Daniel O'Brien.
Right.
They turned him into some sort of, for lack of a better term, woke warrior, where he was like sort of annoying, being kind of horrible to people, all in the name of teaching them lessons to be better people and that sort of thing. After he gets, like, he spends the majority of the second act hiding in a basement. They did one of those horrible moments where it's like, hey, let's go into an empty park and test out your powers moments.
Oh.
Always works really, really well. My favorite was in Inspector Gadget.
I still haven't seen that.
I was just going to say neither have I.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. But it just got to a point where they didn't really think they had the technology to create the character properly.
You're probably right.
Early Jim Carrey is the first person who springs to mind. Yeah, exactly. Too close to the mask, I guess.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, they could have been. They probably would have wanted to wait a while.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
I will
Oh, the kid's back!
Jesus.
Small child attack.
And probably it was truth or false.
Okay.
Are you doing brand?
Now, if you're going to be part of the show, you got to introduce yourself.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You have no idea who you are.
I'm
If you're going to be part of the show, you got to introduce yourself.
I'm Edmund Blanchard. I want to become a funny story time / gaming YouTuber, just wanting to make people laugh, you know.
That's
I
important.
will probably say swear words in my channel. Like,
Sweat.
don't know why.
Yeah,
I just grew up with them.
Thanks, you've made me a proud parent. Okay.
Now go practice those swear words.
Thank you.
Yeah, the bad one, not the really bad one.
Sorry about that, folks.
All good, all good.
We all have kids.
Terrific. You know, I'm putting all this hard work in, and she comes along and steals the show. Great. All good. All right. So, Rosanna, you've been hiding away in the corner there, very, very quiet. So I'm going to get your input. Do you have any?
Sorry to disappoint, but I do not. I don't know much about Plastic Man, but from the looks of it, he looks like a fun, funky character. He looks kind of egotistical as well, like just from his slick back hair and his smug smile, and he's always just like in a really, really, I don't know, confident pose, I suppose. But it's always with that smug smile as well. So
yeah, I've never thought of that before.
Bit Johnny Cage, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
I like that.
goggles or like sunnies. They really match that kind of character trope.
Are they him?
Yeah.
The
The sunnies?
glasses.
Yeah.
Like
No,
they're-
he just wears the glasses, but they do stretch with his face and
I
stuff.
was, okay. I thought,
Oh.
yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Because every picture he's got them on, so I just thought it was part of him.
Yeah, and it's
But they stretch.
it's one of those comic book
They
things
stretch,
where
yeah.
no one's ever really argued. It's just like he's wearing goggles. Okay, the goggles stretch as well.
Like
it.
everything on him
I'm surprised they
stretches.
didn't.
The thing is, in the
I'm
grand
surprised they
scheme of
didn't
things,
update him.
yeah,
It's unstable molecules.
Stable modules, I love that one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just saw this screenshot of it's probably in one of the comic books of him having a standoff with Superman, and he doesn't look very happy.
I believe that was from Injustice.
Injustice, right? Yeah.
Mm.
There's a wonderful interaction when he first shows up, and he is talking to Superman, and he's like giving Superman a hard time about the fact that he's become a despot, and like Wonder Woman's defending him and saying, "Oh, he's not a despot," you know. And Plastic Man says he's sitting in a literal throne, and Wonder Woman goes, "It's a chair," and he goes, "Oh, that's a mighty big chair you've got there." But I highly recommend, if you only read one Plastic Man story, track down that Injustice story because it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Justice.
It really
Okay.
is. His interaction
Noted.
with the other superheroes, his interaction, like his son is a big part of that story. Plaz is a little bit of a deadbeat dad because he's terrified of being a father. And it's a great bit where Plaz is trying to save the day and he's saying he's going to sacrifice himself so his son can get away. And his son says to him, are you literally doing this just so you don't have to have a conversation with me? Plaz looks at him and goes, I hate that you know me so well.
Funny. Who did you say wrote it?
Tom Taylor.
Is he
Aussie writer, the guy who was always wearing the beret.
The beret, yes. Yep, got it.
This is what's underneath. I bet you $100. This is what's underneath.
Well, everyone thinks that of me. Look, there's hair. Because I always wear the hat. It's a trick. Woo, there's hair.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I started shaving it just to make it look like it was a choice.
I was the last one of my friends to shave it, so I got that. That's my only.
I gotta like completely off topic, but I really miss going to the hairdresser and getting a haircut.
Me too. I said that the other day to my son. He goes every 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, like, what's going on for starters? But yeah, same.
Just to be pampered for half an hour.
My hairdresser said, you could buy yourself a pair of clippers and save you $15. And I'm like, well, I'm putting you out of a job, aren't I? All right. $15 pair of clippers and save me $15 a haircut.
No, that's exactly what I did. I was unemployed for a long time and just didn't have the money to go to the hairdresser. So
I used to go to the hairdresser once a year, whether I needed it or not.
Just to see how they're doing, check up on them, make sure they were safe. I think Matthew Lillard would be a great Plastic Man from my very limited Plas knowledge. That would have been, maybe
actually.
not now, but like 10 or 15 years ago, Matthew Lillard, that would have been great.
Yes, yeah, very true.
He's got the face.
Go back in time and make a movie.
He's tall as well. Like not that he needs to be tall, but he is anyway. Like
yeah. He's tall and skinny and kind of like gangly already.
Yeah, so it's a good start. Yeah.
Oh, they can de-age him now, can't they?
Yeah, probably. He doesn't look that bad because I saw him at a Comic-Con panel, like on YouTube, and like he's starting to get back into acting. I think again for a bit. He dropped off for quite a while. I think stuff was going on.
He basically retired and was just doing the voice of Shaggy for the longest time.
Yeah,
I love that story about the voice of Shaggy, how he was screaming every morning just to get his voice coarse so he could do the Shaggy voice.
No way.
And then finally they had some kind of vocal person come on set and found him screaming and went, "What are you doing?" And taught him how to do it without screaming.
Oh, good.
That's nice.
Damage is already done.
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
Over
to Toby now?
Yeah, moving on to Toby. Toby, your relationship with Plastic Man, is there one, and what is it?
I deny all rumors. It wasn't true. It was one night only. Look, I don't know a lot about just from the cartoons, as somebody else was mentioning, and I kept looking up Elastic Man for the last half hour, trying to get pictures and going, this isn't working. Yeah. So goes to show how much I know. But I love the idea of him.
Actually, a couple of people have brought up the show. Basically what it was the Plastic Man Comedy Adventure Show. It ran from 1979 to 1981. I think it had like 3 seasons. It was screened right after Super Friends, which is probably why everybody thought it was part of the Super Friends cartoon.
Ah,
Wait a minute, was he not in
I
the
thought it
Super
was
Friends?
part.
He was
At
not part
all?
of the Super Friends. This was a completely separate show.
Oh,
The thing is,
right.
this is another one of these anthology type shows where they have
Yes.
Plastic Man, but they'd have like a bunch of little episodes from different characters as well. So there was the main show, which included Plastic Man, Baby Plaz, and he had a female friend named Penny, and he had a Polynesian sidekick named Hula Hula.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget, this was 1979. They had
I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
1979, I guess, but
Yeah.
still.
And the thing about it is, I think that was probably an attempt to be inclusive as well. It's just like, oh, let's make his friend Polynesian. What will we call him? Hula Hula.
Oh dear.
A lot of research went into that.
That was the main show, but then there was some side shows, like characters called Fang Face and Fang Puss, another character called Rickety Rocket, and one that I completely forgotten about until just recently, Mighty Man and Yuck. Now, Yuck was a character, like, the ugliest dog in the world. It was a dog that had a little doghouse over his face, and you never saw his face. And every single episode, he would lift the doghouse off his face and show his face to a bad guy, make them terrified, and they'd run away.
Yeah.
The original Ugly Bob
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Terrence and Phillips.
I remember the name, but I don't remember that. Yeah.
I remember that.
I'm getting weird
What the
flashbacks.
hell?
I remember that a few years ago we were having a conversation, and like I remembered that concept and had to do a bit of searching before I could actually find an image or his name. Yuck, spelled Y-U-K-K. Let's see. The show was repackaged into 130 half-hour episodes, released in a national first run-off network daily syndication in 1984. And just recently, the entire show was released on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
So if you're curious, have a look online. You should be able to find that and, pick it up. If you're really interested.
No.
So, Jonathan, we haven't gotten to you yet, sir.
Yes. Yeah, so I guess my introduction to Plastic Man, I guess it was probably just through background, seeing him in the Justice League comics at the time and the early 2000s, and then probably my big introduction, or where I kind of got introduced to him as, why is such a beloved character. I guess maybe this is embarrassing, but it was through the very controversial comic Frank Miller did, The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yep.
That was Plastic Man was probably the highlight of that very interesting comic Frank did. And it made me, and again, I always saw that, I love that little jab they did in the Justice League Unlimited episode where they had Elongated Man, and I think Booster Goat said, why are there two stretchy guys? And he said, well, I'm like Batman. Elongated Man said, I'm like Batman, I'm a detective. But you can't change shape like Plastic Man, so I kind of love that. And of course, they had that in the Dark Knight Strikes Again. But yeah, it's just a really fun character. And as you said, if anyone wants to, read just one comic about Plastic Man, it's the Injustice issue, because that's again, it shows why
it sounds
great.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really great because it's a really fun character, but it's it's not. It's how do I explain it? It's his humor is it's funny in its seriousness, but also that he kind of pokes fun at the whole thing, but in a way where it's not undermining the drama of it. So yeah, that's my introduction to Plastic Man. And I was going to say, what's that link again? Because I finished my first Plastic Man drawing for tonight. So what's the best way to show that?
It's down the bottom in the the ticker, as they call it in this system.
Oh, okay. I'm in the YouTube.
It's a link.
Oh, okay, hang on.
www.comex.show/art.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's the one you sent me in chats. Is it?
Okay. You can send it to there as well if you want.
Okay, I'll send it, and maybe you can just share that just so it's easier. But yeah, I'll try and do another drawing before the night's finished.
Oh wow.
God, overachieving.
I guess maybe it's because I'm an animator, so I have to make lots of drawings.
Churn them out.
Churn them out. Okay. So just before I go over to Sis, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Plastic Man's creator. His name is Jack Cole. He was an illustrator. He started in comics back in. I apologize. I'm just sort of jumping over things here. Yeah, he was working for Quality for a while. He was working on The Spirit. He was doing backup stories for The Spirit with Will Eisner. Like I said, created Plastic Man, which turned into one of their biggest characters. He left Quality and he went and worked for all places, with Playboy magazine. He was doing a series of illustrations, these watercolor drawings of not very smart women perplexing not very smart men, which he did for many years. Now, as I said, there's a little bit of a tragedy to Jack, because on August 13, 1958, Jack purchased himself a rifle and fatally shot himself in the head.
Whoa.
He wrote 2 suicide notes, one to his wife, which the coroner who was investigating his death refused to be allowed to the public. He said it was very, very personal. And the second one to his friend and boss, Hugh Hefner. The one to Hughes read, "Dear Hef, when you read this, I shall be dead. I cannot go on living with myself and hurting those dear to me. What I do has nothing to do with you." He was only 43 years old when he died.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Ooh.
So yeah, way to bring the show down, Shannon, but I apologize.
Yeah, well done.
I didn't know it was
Way
the same Jack Cole Playboy guy, because I love that Playboy art, and I had no idea that's the same guy. I always knew that Joe Shuster did some smart arts after the Superman stuff, but yeah, had no idea.
Did he?
Famously, again, maybe I'm getting the details wrong, but the reason why the guy behind the whole comic scare in the 1950s.
Frederick Wortham.
Yeah. I think it was in Joe had done some illustrations in that magazine, anthology magazine, that supposedly inspired a bunch of boys to murder some homeless guy. And again, and it was it was just he did a few pinups in that, and he was always oh God, I hope no one figures out that I did illustrations for that. But again, I'm just remembering that off the top of my head. But yeah, as I said, I hadn't. Again, it's funny, I guess it's this. A lot of comic artists were in their day jobs they were working for commercial illustration magazines, and then moonlighting as comic artists. On their off days.
Well, I'm afraid to say it hasn't changed much. If you want to make the real money,
I was just going to say that.
That's right.
You got to call up the furries, and there's where the money's at.
So I keep hearing.
Alrighty. Well, I am going to wrap up my little trip through Plastic Man's history by passing things over to Sis.
Lucky last.
Sis, my friend, I am giving you back control.
That's cool. I would say my earliest memory is that cartoon after Super Friends, which I thought was part of Super Friends. So that was a bit of education tonight.
Yeah.
And then my next memory of him is that run of JLA in the 90s, where you find out he is Batman's counter plan for Martian Manhunter.
Oh, right. Is that the one where Superman had
That's who
the
will
mullet
take down
still?
Martian
That
Manhunter.
run?
And I was like, what? And I read it a lot more seriously then.
Is that's the run? Superman had a mullet in that one, right? In the Justice League, that run you're talking about?
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh no, not that one.
He had the mullet after the death of after he came back
the death.
from dead.
Correct. When's this one before that? Is it
JLA? Like
After
the
that.
first storyline of JLA, he was regular Superman, but from issue 5 for quite a while was when the Electric Superman storyline.
I didn't like that, but yep.
Good memory.
Got it.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Got it.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, I didn't like the Electric one actually. That was bizarre. That wasn't necessary, but anyway.
no,
Actually,
had high hopes.
Grant treated that really well, where he used his powers around those chains to magnetically push the moon away from the Earth because it was magically being pulled in towards the Earth.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
There was a bit of imagination with his powers there. I really enjoyed that.
That is good.
There was another. I think there was another bit in one of the JLA things where Dr. Light could then transmit, or basically could take control of Superman, because Superman is energy and light is energy. So Dr. Light could basically transmit Superman out of the galaxy, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Grant Morrison. Wow, what a dude. But like in between taking a whole bunch of like mind-altering drugs, he reads every single like scientific textbook, and
I was just gonna say he must. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's very good at it.
It reminds me of the time I think it was Electro figured out that Spider-Man was sticking to the walls through static electricity, and just went and snapped, and Spider-Man fell off the wall.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
I think this is before I thought that he had little spindly bits.
I think that's only the movie, actually.
Yeah, I think
I don't know what.
The comic kept the whole sticking without things in his fingers. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, a thing that we've just started on the other drink and draw that we should probably emulate, because you guys have gone to the great effort of drawing us a picture tonight on live camera. So tonight, just so you can all know, I will start it, and I have not prepared. Oh, this will be interesting. So I will put myself full screen, and I shall start the timer. We all get a minute to promote ourselves, is pretty much what this is all about.
Oh, can I opt out?
You can opt out if you want. Okay, or you just don't go for the minute. You just go for a couple of seconds. So I'm probably going to go for a couple of seconds. Okay, the timer started. The thing I'm going to promote is Stellar Lands. Stellar Lands is doing a Kickstarter right now. It is an awesome book. Issue 1, which I have read, was amazing. And I'm being told by people who've read 2, because I'm waiting for the proof to read it, because I don't like digital, is better than 1, is what I'm being told. Now, I'm trying to find the link here. I'm not doing it with much luck. There we go. Okay, so that's stellarlands.com/studio. That'll take you to the Kickstarter. And yeah, so that's being published by Comic Studio. Actually, I'll leave it up there for the 16 seconds. There we go. Stellar Land. Oh, also at the shop right now, the comic shop, we've got Outlaw 1 and 2 and Battle for Bustle. So check them out. Buy a whole bunch of other comics while you're there. So, and my time's up. And it's starting again. Oh, I get another minute. No, that's not how it works. I'm stealing someone else's minute, I've just been told. So, which way around should I go, Shannon?
Well, the last way
we went
anti-clockwise, so we're going to have to go clockwise again. So,
so you're next, my friend.
I personally, I don't have anything to plug, and I would like to make sure that everybody else gets more time. So,
Okay,
other other than watch comics, like, share, subscribe, you should have those words burned into your brain by now. We are moving straight away over to Jonathan.
Over to Jonathan.
Yep. So I guess so I'm promoting Wild North Comics, which is again a Northern Territory based comic book publisher. We do, a lot of our artists and writers are not only from the Northern Territory but all over Australia. So if you head over to www.wildnorthcomics.com, you'll see, our products. I've just recently launched the 4th and final issue of 0 Point Origins, my superhero series,
cool.
which is about the Indigenous superhero 0 Point as he goes on his hero's journey, as he learns, as a former special, a commando who, in a mission gone wrong in East Timor, awakens the 0 Point energy powers and goes on a quest to, understand more about his powers and his connection to his father, a famed superhero in the 80s, the original 0 Points. But we also have, a whole bunch of other great comics there. We also have Jet City. Oh, no, I've gone over. Okay. Well, at least get 0 Point.
It's all right, take mine.
Get 0 Point. Woo!
Yeah, to get 0 Point. And of course the other comics from Wild North.
Excellent.
Was it Toby said to opt out? I can't remember who it was.
Yes, it was me. I opted out.
Have you got a friend who's doing something you want to promote?
Look.
Rosanna just ran away.
Sean Sunday at Brain Beast Studios. If you ever want to check his stuff out, please do. There you go. Brain Beast Studios. There you go.
Excellent.
Thanks, Toby. Rosanna, you ready to?
Yes, I'm panicking. I have my business card. Oh no, I'm not sure if you can see that. There's a QR code. If you can't see that, you can find me on Instagram. I am Rosanna Lamb Art. Or you can find me as Lamington Art. I'm also on ArtStation. You can take a look at my portfolio there. I do a lot of character portrait commissions, especially Tintin ones. And I guess I'll be doing something later in the year. So in October, I'm going to be at Adelaide Artcade. So that's featuring South Australian artists and creators, and yes, that's in mid-October. That's all I'm doing for now.
Thanks for
Well
that.
done, you made it.
Yeah.
On to you, Sir Andrew.
Bring up Andrew. Where are you on the screen? Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
There you go,
started
buddy.
yet? Okay. So this is my new comic called Slayham Whispers of Revenge.
That's awesome, man.
We are coming to Kickstarter on August the 21st. I also be at Bendigo Con in August the 25th, I think. And I'm also coming to Brisbane, just confirmed, Oz Comic Con Brisbane in September. So I'll bring a whole heap of art and the iPad's paused. Damn it. Yeah. So you can check out my website, Andrew Law Art, and there's a whole heap of preview pages for my new comic.
That looks great.
Nice.
And your website, .com or .com.au?
Just .com.
Just .com. Cool. Just checking.
Yep.
And I'll cut you
That's it. I've got
Thanks, Andrew.
back my Kickstarter.
Good timing. And Mike, I'll just find you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do have something I can kind of promote. It's
awesome.
This is my brother-in-law, David Bird of Fox Comics fame from the 80s. This is something that he's put together. I do appear in the as the first story. This is work done quite a while ago, but it's relevant to the theme of the book. So I think it's just 4 pages. Yeah, it's just 4 pages. But there's lots of other artists in there. Some people that you might be familiar with. Some of you not. You wouldn't be. I can't show that one. Where is it available? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is actually a question I cannot answer. But theoretically, if you contact me, I might be able to get you a copy.
Nice.
But yeah, so David Bird will be at the comic book meeting in Melbourne tomorrow. So if you know where that is,
tomorrow.
you might be able to have a look at it. So, but anyway,
Sweet.
yeah, cool.
I saw that book last month at the meeting. I can guarantee it's
yeah.
really good. Really good.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Very good.
awesome. Oh, we got a pretty cat.
Oh,
Children, cats, we've got everything tonight. Okay, Paul. Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah.
What do you got, buddy?
Okay. Oh, so I looked at here. Paul Cameron Art. Instagram is my main where I mainly post all my stuff. My portfolio's there. You can contact me there. I do commissions when I have time, and yeah, that's it. At Paul Cameron Art on Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook, all of it. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Paul.
sweet. Great. So, Sis, how about we have a look at some art? Do we have some art that we can see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to do that before the art so people get to listen to you rather than tune out after the art's been shown. So, which is, where are we? Oh, crap. Wrong button.
Good tactic.
So, our first art tonight, if any of you have got ones that you want me to show on the screen, just go to that link down the bottom and send them to me, and I'll bring them up on the screen. Otherwise, you can show them with a shared screen or whatever. Cool. Or just, if it's a piece of paper, you can just hold it up to the screen. But yeah, we'll start with the ones that have been sent in. So we've got Shannon Browning, who was the first. Woo! Wicked.
Nice. Cool.
Are we
That's
showing
cool.
them pictures?
Very cool.
Ooh.
Brilliant.
Those spirally arms.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Plaz is fun to draw because you can you just make him do just about anything.
Yeah.
It also hides up any
Gentlemen.
bad anatomy that you have. Your anatomy's wrong. No, it's Plastic Man. He did that on purpose.
That's it.
And
I like the feet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, and then Dan May sent one in.
Ah,
Nice.
Or
And I find this one fascinating because when I was a kid, I used to make his hand or any other plasticky type shapeshifter's hand a hammer. So I love that that's not just me.
Probably where you got it from.
Thanks, Dan. Awesome pick. And then Rob O'Connor has sent one in.
Oh.
Nice.
That's a good one.
that's great.
Oh, his fingers the battering. That's really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
nice.
that's pretty cool. And then we've got Nick May sent one in. So that's nice and cool. Cheated a bit.
Nice one, yeah.
Chopped off all the bits so he didn't have to draw. No, I just
You
having a go at
copied
Nick.
my idea.
Cool. And oh yeah, and she go another one, but I won't accuse you of anything, Andrew. Andrew sent this one.
That's cool.
Just
That's
trying to
wicked.
shortcut it. So you can shortcut the anatomy, but you still got to draw the hands and the feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've drawn the hardest parts. Then we
On
have
some parts,
Jonathan's.
Oh,
Jonathan took up the whole screen. He's like really using his real estate well.
nice perspective.
Yeah, no, this doing a stretchy hero is always fun because you could just go crazy with the perspective.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
And
send
then
that
Jonathan
classic
wasn't
one.
joking. He did send in a second pick.
This one might be a bit mean spirited.
Yeah. Good call.
Oh.
I like that. Was it Guess Again Nerd? Is that what he's?
Yeah, that's it.
How funny.
I sent one, but I sent it to your Facebook thingamajig messenger.
Oh, yep.
Sorry.
Sorry. I wasn't watching it. So, oh wow, that's cool. Hang on, just so everyone else can see it. I just gotta
Not
download.
finished. I will finish it a bit more.
Yeah, we'll finish when you finish a bit more. Send it through, and I can put it up on the webpage, which
Yeah, for sure.
which shows off everyone's art for the night. And there we go.
That's good. That's really good. Very creative.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh,
That's very good. I like how the belt became the front. Yeah, that's very good, man.
So, Rosanna, do you want to show yours on the share on the screen?
yeah, share screen.
Share
I'll do the
screen,
same
that's
after.
easiest way.
Yeah, I'll do
Here
the
we
share
go.
screen too. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool.
Oh, wicked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good perspective as well. Yeah, that's cool.
got a bit of a Yuanti feel
Cool.
for those
Yeah,
D&D
love
nerds
the
out there.
detail
Oh, that's it.
you've put in the face. That's incredible.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
safe.
Mm.
Thank you.
Plastic Man, if he was in Shonen Jump.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're
I keep
all,
finding myself in a thing I can draw, and then I come on this show with all these talented people, and
I was going to say they're all really good tonight, so that's cool.
yeah, they're great.
Wonderful.
So, Mike and Paul, are you sending me something, or you want me to boost it up?
I can share my screen when it's my turn. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just share my screen as well. That's
Yeah, you can
preferable.
both do it at the same time. There's no limits to that. I'll just bring up one of yours at a time. That's all.
okay. So
Is that everyone? Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah, it is.
so I'm ready to share my screen for what it's worth.
Go for it, Mike.
So hang on, let me just see. What do I have to press?
There's present down the bottom, little TV screen with a
Yep.
plus, and then pick either the software or the window you want to share. In the meantime, Paul beat you, so we'll put his up first. Ooh, nice.
cool.
Awesome.
Oh,
Oh,
like
nice.
a pen.
Mm. Back
So
in
yeah, I mean,
it's hard.
there's
to-
gonna be a lot of stuff in the background eventually, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's
wicked.
great. There's so much life in his hair. I love it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's given me the feels of. Do you remember the last Fantastic Four movie?
Yep.
Apparently, the first.
I watched them recently. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Apparently, the first iteration before the powers that be started meddling was actually quite body horror.
Yeah.
Mm.
And a lot of people really wish that one was the one that came out. And yeah, I'm just getting that kind of body horror feel. I don't know why. I think it's just all the sinewy muscles and stretch.
Yeah.
Mm. Nice.
You can just send it over Messenger, Mike, if you have any issues with the presents.
Yeah. Can you see the screen now if you click on it?
No, I'm not seeing it yet.
Okay.
We're still seeing your friendly face, Mike.
Okay. So what did I do wrong?
With that wicked beard, I'm jealous.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going the full Manson look, you know.
ZZ Top.
Yeah. Okay. Does that
Here we go.
fit? Yes. All right.
And I'll just. Oh wow, that looks cool.
So I only started drawing today.
Oh, nice.
No.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'll
Ah.
complete
What's
it
the
later.
fantastic slander?
Yeah.
That's wicked, man.
Yeah, that's
Cool,
really
cool.
good. I like it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Very cool.
I love it.
That's great.
Good anatomy too.
And I'll butt in and say that's the part of the show where we. Oh, hang on. No, we showed everyone's art. So
Where we
where I turn to Shannon and go, did we do it? This way. Did we do it, Shannon? Have we done the show?
I think I think that was a show. I think that was a pretty good show as well.
Yeah, it was good.
So my first hosting duty. So I hope I did everybody proud.
Did well.
It's been fun.
That was fun.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining as well and for contributing your art. It's all amazing stuff. I'm going to quit again and just go like the heck with it. I'm going to go back and try accounting for a change. You know?
You make more money.
It's a lot less devastating.
Might finally get a goddamn job. But anyway. So Sis, I am going to hand it back to your very capable hands and give us a great big, like, Mouseketeer send-off.
Oh, that's a bit of pressure. What I will do is go, everyone who's watching, remember to like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're on YouTube. That helps us grow, helps us get more shows to you. There are a lot of shows out there. They're listed in the description. Each day that they're on, they're pretty much all on the same time as well. So if you catch one, it's easy to catch all the others. Except this one, which is later. It's Friday night. You're going to stay up late. That's the rules. And I forgot to tell the guests beforehand, stick around after the show for a bit of a debrief. But to all the people there, or out there watching, thank you very much. Thank you to the guests. And I'm going to steal the other show's outro. So, good night, all, and thank you.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Alfred, let's go shop.
Comics.shop.
Say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. See you next time.
Press the button, the button.
Just press the button. See. Time to go home now, little doggy.